Although this meeting has been called by council, I want to introduce myself. My name's John McManus. I'm being, for all my faults, elected as president of Lake Humans Action Group. This is our first public meeting with council since 2008. And to top that off, we've waited 7 years for research and we're given 5 days notice of this meeting.
My name's Paul, I'm Vice President of the Lake Humans Action Group, and if you got my letter, thank you for reading it. It wasn't a real estate letter, that's why I hid the photo. Okay, I came here 2012. I was not allowed by my wife to buy any real estate other than on the lake, because from our point of view, and I said on the letter, it was literally the best place to live on the Gold Coast except if you had beachfront. Because it's a magnificent lake. When we came here, the nipples were out. There were, Saturday there'd be 50 people at Bel Air swimming there, and they weren't the Lake Humans residents. And I'm sorry, Pauline, but you are not our body corporate. This is a community asset, and we see it as a community asset for the Gold Coast. And I came here and I just saw the value in the only decent swimmable freshwater body of water on the Gold Coast with no bullshit.
And this is my colleague Paul Maxwell. So we're here to absolutely do what John and I'm sorry, I missed. Sorry, what was your name?
My name is Paul.
Paul, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Exactly what they've just suggested. We're really keen to understand what you love about the lake and what you want to see. So what we're doing, so I think everyone might have heard that Griffith University was funded to look at all the different options available. We're looking at 30 plus options at the moment to assess what is sort of balancing all the different options, so we can consider what's a good option in terms of the environment, what's a good option in terms of the people, what's a good option in terms of the economics.
People first.
And we take all of that and we consider, and we sort of look at the different options, and then we come out with a set of rankings. So that process is underway at the moment, and we'll be looking to come back and present the results of that back in August. So always the first process in this is to come out and talk to the community first, and so that's what we're here to do, is to listen. So if I don't
Tell them what we think.
Are there no results from 7 years of investigation?
There are, you can have a look on the website to look at all the results of the studies that have been conducted to date. So the results of the Griffith University
They're all
study
online.
are all online.
Our numbers are there if you want to ring up, because they are scientific reports. If you want to get a little bit more understanding about
Can
it.
I just ask, what is the outcome of your results? Instead of leading us in a direction of diverting us to a direction, what are the results for the asset that we've bought here
So that's
for?
what we're considering now. So what we're here to do is listen to see what you want for the lake.
Well, we want progress. What is the progress? What is the outcome?
And are they going to have been voted on by the councillors? In other words, these are all the options, this is what we're implementing, or is it just these are all the offers without cost?
No, there is some financial backing to it. It won't be down to the exact dollar, but there is a financial part. As Tracy said, they're looking at a whole range of things. The economic, financial point of view, the ecosystem, the effects to the community, and all these options will be taken in MBA. So we're going to present to the stakeholder group, and then we're going to come back out to the community, and Alluvium is going to come out and present to the wider community about it.
So in August we're going to get costed solutions for the lake. Our council has been approved any of those dollars.
Good question. Good question.
By that point. And if not, at what date will council be voting on expenditure of lake, expenditure on the lake for No, for these
No, that's the
additional
issue,
measures
Steve.
that Alluvium are looking at. Like
Stop
cost
spinning,
of
Steve, and answer, mate.
that sort of thing.
Timeline.
We need to take it. So a lot of these things, some of these options may be multi-million dollars.
They are, of course they are, we know that.
Yeah, then even within that, we've got to really go down. And some of these may not be even viable. We're going to look at it as Tracy said, please come up to them and talk to them. They've got these lists, they will take your questions on notice and they'll come back to us.
Yeah, the thing is, we've got full faith in Alluvium, being the expert scientists that they are. Our issue lies with expenditure commitment from council, and those are our questions.
That's it.
When is council going to commit dollars to this?
Are you going to commit dollars to the lake, Pauline?
Here to try and explain the situation. So it's not a big explanation, but bear with me. So we've just gone into budget discussions now for the next 12 months. So this is the document that comes out to us. So this is the capital works for the next 4 years that are going to happen within the city. This is the first iteration of this. It comes out to every councillor, and we go through it page by page and tag the things that are happening in our area or the things that aren't happening in our area, and we then get to debate it on the floor within council to lobby for things that we think are a priority within our own division. So every councillor does that. So 140 lakes in the city, everyone puts forward what they want. So there's lakes with Sylvinia problems, there's lakes with deterioration in their revetment walls and that. So all of those things come forward on the floor. And then, so
Where's the page on Lake Humontz?
Are a little bit more informed on this side, then we get two of these. These are the operational works. So this is Bible 1 and then there's Bible 2. This comes out to every councillor as well and to the mayor. We go through it page by page and tag in there the dollars that are going to be proposed for our area. Then we debate that on the floor. This is the first iteration. We end up with 4 iterations before we endorse the budget in June. So I individually can get up on the floor in there and speak to, yes, Lake Humontz, we've come this far in the investigation process, this far in the management process. What is the next stage, which will come out of the Alluvium report? Then I can lobby. Yes, we can lobby it on the floor. Let the first iteration come out. So we go through that. But when we get into the council chambers, there's X amount of dollars allocated for all the lakes in the city. Okay, and this is every direction. This is transport, this is lifestyle, this is community, this is roads, this is infrastructure, this is everything. So then the dollars are there. So then we'll go back and there is competing priorities for every single dollar allocated in the city. So I can get up and lobby for Lake Humontz. 2 other councillors can get up and lobby for what's happening up there at Pacific Pines and for Sylvinia. Herman Forster gets up and speaks to what's happening with revetment walls in his man-made lakes in Robina Corks area there. So then the dollars are allocated based on priority. So yes, I can get up and speak to it, I can lobby for it, I can hope to get the funding coming forth or a part of that funding. But if some of those other projects come back to community safety, come back to rather than maintaining an asset, it's going to deteriorate and we're going to have to replace the whole asset, then that takes priority over ours. So those fundings, say there's $1 million put there, $100 million put there for whatever it is within the city, then we've competed with that. If Lake Humontz is here with me lobbying with it, but there's 3 others up here, then that gets pushed down the list. That's a 4-year program, and by the time we finish with that, some of those things that I've got tagged there will be pushed out, some of those things that are tagged there will be left in. But yes, Lake Humontz is, as of when I was elected last year, is on that list. We've allocated funding for park improvements to try and stop some of the debris and that going into the water there. We've now moving through the work that Steve and his team have done with Griffith University. That report is data. It's the data about the lake. Now Alluvium has come on board with that data to listen to what all the individuals have got to say here, and then to go back and say, well, these are the outcomes that they would like to see in the lake. These are the things that can possibly be financed. It's not zoned as a recreational swimming lake. It's zoned as a recreational lake. And
You told me it was zoned as a stormwater catchment.
No, I've been told the same thing.